Good morning, Dr. Steinberg.
Good morning. Good to talk to you.
Thank you for taking the time. And we've got the
Sure.
Polar Park Battle of the Bands coming up this Thursday over there on Summit Street. And we're very excited about this. And there's a lot of great bands playing. I'll give you the name of the bands here. So we have Between the Waves, On the Rocks, Disco Lemonade, which is a great name, the Cogs, and a band called the Midnight Riders, who I understand are teenagers, which I think is great. I think it's great that, you've got all kinds of different music and people of all ages making that music coming up on Thursday. And
by the way, the Midnight Riders have a heck of a following.
Yeah.
I think they're out of Holden, and when we had them here during the season playing on Summit Street, people were raving about them. So
Nice.
there's a lot of buzz about them.
Yeah, and so, you can get your tickets. They're on sale right now. You can go to polarpark.com/Battle of the Bands. Now, I will be a judge, but I believe you also will be a judge for this Battle of the Bands. Is that correct?
I may have to defer to you.
What do you mean?
Music.
Excuse me, Dr. Steinberg, you are a quite accomplished songwriter and musician yourself. I think you'd be way more qualified than me to judge, musicianship here. In fact, I was surprised that you weren't actually part of this Battle of the Bands, but I guess that would be a conflict of interest, right?
Well, and performance is not necessarily my forte, but no, we are looking forward to Battle of the Bands. It's a cool innovation. It's another use of Polar Park in the off season, if there is such a thing. I think we're going to have to get rid of that phrase, but in the autumn season, I should say. And it brings people out here. We're hoping that it brings a young crowd, the teenagers from Midnight Riders, the college students, the young adults. Maybe it's folks who haven't checked out Polar Park yet. But the whole ballpark is intended to bring people together from all backgrounds, all ages. And music has a wonderful way of doing that.
Absolutely. Music transcends so many things. The two people may disagree on things like politics or religion or whatever it may be, but they may both be fans of, Between the Waves or Disco Lemonade, so they can share that. At least that's the common ground for a lot of people, which is a great thing.
Yes. It's an international language. And, I'm an old Beatles fan, and, you think about that the Beatles could go anywhere in the world and people knew their music and still do. So the unifying power of music is not lost on us. So Battle of the Bands will be just a fun little autumn gig on Summit Street and right by Plymouth Street, and let's have some fun on an October night this Thursday.
That's going to be great. And I want to ask, so is this the first real outdoor musical event that Polar Park is having?
I guess you could say that. We do have a band or a musician every day on Summit Street during the regular season. But as an event per se, I guess so. But I wouldn't confuse it with the major concerts that we're hoping to bring to Polar Park. This is more of a fun night out for students and young adults and for the band. We knew that Worcester was a great baseball city, and it is. It's also a great music city. There is a lot of music here, and just bringing everybody together through music. Yeah, I guess it's the first mini music festival.
So I know when we first talked, when Polar Park first opened, you had mentioned that there may be concerts in the works, and so we've gone through 2 seasons. Is that still a possibility, like bringing in a big show? Okay, because I remember it was Bob Dylan, I think, and John Mellencamp did a tour of minor league baseball parks a few years ago, and I thought that was a great idea.
Many. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just thinking. So, are we going to bring in some national artists to the park?
Oh yeah, that's always the intention, and that's all on schedule. You weren't going to be able to do it in the COVID year of 2021. And what you found was that in this past year, a lot of the artists were fulfilling dates that had been postponed in 2020 and 2021. For example, just about less than a month ago, Ringo Starr played in Providence. Well, that was a show that he was supposed to play in June, right after his Worcester show, but a couple members of the band had COVID. But that show that he was supposed to play in June was a makeup of his 2021 show. That show was a makeup of his 2020 show. So you're finding that there's a backlog that a lot of artists are fulfilling. And we're talking to artists. In fact, we're in good discussions right now with one and looking at a date for next summer. And we may, when we started concerts at Fenway Park, we took over the Red Sox, Larry Lucchino, John Henry, Tom Werner, 20 years ago. And in 2002, our first year, we were saying, we should, try a concert here. Well, that had never been done. Well, when we finally got that first one done, Bruce Springsteen in 2003, it was such an undertaking because you needed to make sure you did no harm. You had to do everything right. You had to please the artist and please the crowd, make sure you were taking care of the field. I remember Larry Lucchino saying, okay, I think we're going to do one concert a year. Well, once you got your feet on the ground, it has developed over the 20 years into 12 concerts a year.
Oh, yeah.
So you want to be wise in your beginning and not get ahead of yourself and say, "Ooh, let's bite off 12 concerts." You want to do one, and you want to do it well, and you want to protect the artist, and you want to make sure the fans enjoy it. You want to protect the field, and you want to establish credibility in the marketplace. And that's exactly what we're doing. So the artists, the acts that we're talking to are enthusiastic, and one artist said, "I can't do it in 2023. I'm still on backlog, but count me in for 2024." And another one is saying, "Well, no, I'm getting my schedule ready for next summer, and let's talk." So we're talking.
Can we get a little hint, maybe, in one of those?
Normally I would. In the baseball world, there are just like no secrets. It's become the custom, we've learned, in the music industry. I don't know if it's to not put an artist on the spot or whether it's superstition, but you don't usually mention what they call the act, we're told, until you've got a deal.
Right. Okay.
But I would say it's someone that we're all familiar with and who I think we would all love to see.
Well, I'm very excited about that. I can't wait to see a full-on concert at Polar Park because it's already such a great place to watch a game and to hang out. You guys done such an awesome job at incorporating the community. I mean, you had the food truck festivals, which are great, the wine festivals, the dinner out in the outfield, and then yesterday, such an amazing event. Always the UMass Cancer Walk was there, and you guys are doing such a great job on all these things. What's next? Not just concerts, but is there anything else we can look forward to at Polar Park?
It's funny. I'm looking out my window right now at the field, and there goes the infield. The infield is now being covered in the infield dirt is being covered in a tarp, and there are these rolls and rolls and rolls of sod that are being laid as we speak, and 2 yellow goalposts have gone in the ground as we prepare for Holy Cross playing Bucknell this Saturday in football, and on Sunday, Assumption versus Franklin Pierce.
Oh, yeah.
And then a high school game. Worcester Tech gets to play on Sunday.
Oh, that's
so
great.
we have 3 games in 2 days.
Excellent. My daughter goes to Worcester Tech. We're going to have to go to that game and root on the team. And
next Sunday.
Yeah, and I believe Holy Cross is so far, I think, this season undefeated. So
they've had a surprising season to a lot of people. So we hope we get a big crowd. There are still tickets. It's a great ticket, and there are still tickets available for Holy Cross. It's called the EBW Classic, named in memory of Edward Bennett Williams, Larry Lucchino's mentor, and former chairman of the board of Holy Cross.
That's awesome. And so, of course, everybody can go to polarpark.com and get details on all these events.
Yes.
And get
please.
Tickets.
We would love a great, vibrant crowd. So come this Thursday to Battle of the Bands, and then come back on Saturday for Holy Cross football, and then come again on Sunday for a doubleheader.
Yeah.
Assumption and Worcester Tech. We've got a lot going on.
Awesome. We're talking to Dr. Charles Steinberg here from your Worcester Red Sox. Before I let you go, I have one final question about this Thursday and the Battle of the Bands. Will there be helmet nachos available during the Battle of the Bands? That's my absolute favorite
Consider that a request.
Yeah. I mean, if not, I got about 12 of those helmets because I get some every time I go to a game. I can just make, if possible, could I make my own and just bring my own helmet?
I would love that. I find that to be one of the most delicious and decadent offerings we have. And I feel like I should share them because, it's a pretty generous portion. But it doesn't always work out that way.
I know. It's the thought that counts, Dr. Steinberg, right? All right. Awesome. That's Dr. Charles Steinberg from your Worcester Red Sox. One of the judges at this Thursday night's Battle of the Bands Between the Waves on the Rocks, the Midnight Riders, Disco Lemonade, and the Cogs on Summit Street. Go to polarpark.com/Battle of the Bands to get your tickets. Dr. Steinberg, thank you very much for taking the time this morning.
Sure. My pleasure. Great to talk to you.